I love Paul Feig. I love Melissa McCarthy. There was no question in my mind that I was going to watch Spy. And I really enjoyed this film. Now, it actually has an overall rating on IMDb of 7. And I think for the most part, I do actually agree with this. Particularly once you acknowledge that Miranda Hart is in it, who I love. And her on-screen chemistry with Melissa McCarthy is just ridiculous. It is amazing. This film is an absolute joy to watch. It's incredibly funny, very well acted, and the narrative is very well developed. It was released in 2015, directed, of course, and written by Paul Feig, and it stars Melissa McCarthy, Jude and Miranda Hart. I wasn't expecting Miranda Hart to be in this. I'm not entirely sure how this project came about for her, but I'm so glad she is. Now, I'll read the description from IMDb, but I have to say that this description makes this film sound boring. Like, if I wasn't a fan of any of the cast or of Paul Feig, based just on this description, I probably wouldn't have watched it. And this is as follows. A desk-bound CIA analyst volunteers to go undercover to infiltrate the world of a deadly arms dealer and prevent diabolical global disaster. I mean, yeah, that's what it's about. But for me, that's not my kind of film. I don't care about most of those words. But when you put McCarthy in it, it's brilliant. And for me, I don't know if it's a different experience for other people, but for me, I wasn't that bothered about the outcome of the narrative. I wasn't there working alongside McCarthy, who plays Susan Cooper, to try and, solve this problem and resolve these issues. That, for me, is not what I cared about. But I was there for the fantastic one-liners, the brilliant anecdotes that the characters tell, and ultimately the fantastic relationship between Susan and Nancy B. Artingstall, who is played by Miranda Hart, of course. I'd say Miranda Hart's performance is amazing, but that is a given. She is fabulous, and this is absolutely no exception. This is definitely, I'd say 90% of Melissa McCarthy's films make me laugh out loud, and I rarely laugh out loud at comedy. This is one of those 90%, and it's flawless. It's tremendous fun, naturally very well directed, brilliantly acted, quite action-packed, of course. It is an action comedy, quite high intensity with a really great pacing to it. It doesn't hang around. It doesn't wait around for anything. It has its narrative. It has a job to do, and it just runs with it. And I think it does a really brilliant job. I can't fault it. I absolutely cannot fault it. If you are new to Melissa McCarthy's work and you want to get an example of what you could expect from her as an actress, here you go. Prime example. Although I'd say Bridesmaids, if you're going to look for the McCarthy-Feig coupling, I'd say Bridesmaids is a stronger film. But this is brilliant. Absolutely, thoroughly enjoyable. Really love it. Definitely check it out.